What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for MLB Friday, August 18th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's MLB slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 12-game slate tonight, so let's take a look at the pitcher position. So I like Pablo Lopez. He's pitching against a low-salary batting team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pablo Lopez only giving up a .612 OPS versus righties. And he's facing 5 righties here tonight. And the Pirates have only hit 3 of his last 18 pitches. So not a big sample size, but it's a good start. And he's $10,800 FanDuel salary, 200 less on DraftKings, averaging 38 fantasy points per game on the season. Has a ERA of 3.66. Record is 8-6. Pitching an average of 95 pitches per game. He's been on fire, scoring 49, 55, and 40 fantasy points in the last 3 games. Pitching an average of 6.2 innings per game. He's been on fire for the past, really 4 out of the last 5 games. Nothing under a 40. So I like Pablo Lopez in a good matchup here versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher first base position. Here's a value play. I like Wilson Contreras. He's got a 71% batting advantage over Joey Lasushi. Oh my goodness. Joey Lasushi. That's it. Joey Lucesci. He's got a 71% batting advantage over Joey Lucesci. Wilson Contreras batting 15% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .909 OPS versus lefties. Joey Lucesci pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, 55% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .856 OPS versus righties. Now, I like this pick because Wilson Contreras is 3 for 5 here versus Lucesci. He got a 1.2 OPS. He's only $2,700 FanDuel salary, $1,200 more on DraftKings, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He's got a batting average of .259. So I like Wilson Contreras as a value play here versus Joey Lucesci. Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. So another value play. He's kind of a mid-range play, but I think he's a value play here. Take a look at Gleyber Torres. He's batting against Brayan Bello. Gleyber Torres batting a little bit better versus righties, batting a .772 OPS versus righty pitchers. Brayan Bello giving up a .649 OPS versus righties. But I like this pick because Gleyber Torres is 5 for 11 here versus Bello. It's a .455 batting average and a 1.136 OPS. He's $3,000 FanDuel salary, $900 more on DraftKings, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .265. Now, he has been in a slump the last 3 games, but I think he can work his way out of the slump in a good matchup, batter versus pitcher matchup here tonight. So I like Gleyber Torres here versus Brayan Bello. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. I like Nolan Arenado. He's got a 50% batting advantage here over Joey Lucchesi. Nolan Arenado batting a .808 OPS versus lefties. Joey Lucchesi, he is pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, 55% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .856 OPS versus righties. And it sure does show here, Nolan Arenado is 8 for 12 versus Lucchesi. It's a .364 batting average and a 1.284 OPS, because 3 of those 8 hits are for home runs. He has a triple, a double, 3 singles. So he's 3,500 FanDuel salary, 2,000 more on DraftKings. Nolan Arenado averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season, has a batting average of .282, and he is in a little slump here, hasn't scored in the last 2 games. So I like this spot, a get-right spot for Nolan Arenado here versus Joey Lucchesi. Okay, let's take a look at the shortstop position. I can't believe Xander Bogaerts is this cheap over here on FanDuel. So I like Xander Bogaerts. He's got a 9% batting advantage over a low-salary pitcher, Brandon Pat. Xander Bogaerts batting 9% better versus righty pitchers. He's batting a .766 OPS versus righties, so he's certainly not having his best season. But Brandon Pat is giving up a .937 OPS versus righties. Bogaerts is 1 for 3 here versus Pat. And he's only 2,900 FanDuel salary, under $3K for Bogaerts on FanDuel. He's 1,800 or more on DraftKings. He's averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season. He has scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games. He has a batting average of .270. So I like Xander Bogaerts here versus Brandon Pat. Okay, moving on to the outfield position. We got a couple of stud picks here. The first one, Shohei Ohtani. He's a home run hitter here versus Erasmo Ramirez. And then if you want to save some salary on a stud pick here, take a look at Bryce Harper. He's got a 28% batting advantage here over Joan Adon. Bryce Harper batting 12% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .857 OPS versus righties. Joan Adon pitching 17% worse to lefties as he does righties, giving up a .621 OPS versus lefties. So Bryce Harper is 2 for 3 here versus Adon, 1.334 OPS. He's 3,500 FanDuel salary, 2,000 more on DraftKings, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. Bryce Harper has a batting average of .291, so I like Bryce Harper here versus Joan Adon. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this MLB slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.